Welcome back, and if you're new here, please do me one favor and smash that subscribe button down below. I'm a new channel, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, so please help me out. And that's it for the beginning. Let's jump into the video. Now, I know you might have seen the title and you're wondering how you could even achieve something like this. How can you save over 50% of your income? Let me tell you. But first, let me give some disclaimers. For example, if, say for instance, you're earning $100,000 per month, then there is no way that you'll be able to save over 50% of your income. Or say for instance you live in a very expensive town, then you won't be able to save over 50% of your income. So it all depends on where you're from or which company you work for and how much you're compensated. Let's talk about how I personally save over 50% of my income. Number one, the first way is I track my expenses. Now, I've been tracking my expenses since I've been in high school, and I use a app called Partial Finance. And I know there are different apps out there that you can use. You have Mint and Money Lover. You need a budget, and there are other ways and means that you can use to track your expenses. Some people can use an Excel file, or you can use whatever you find convenient for yourself. Now, as they say, what's tracked can be measured, and what can be measured can be improved. Hold that thought. So if I'm tracking my expenses, then that means that I'm able to spot any irregularities or any call-outs that I see. Now, for example, when I started tracking my expenses, I noticed that I was spending a ton load on snacks and food. These weren't even groceries, this was just garbage, snacks and food, Lay's and pizza. I remember pizza, oh my god. Of course, that's not healthy in the first place anyways. So I was able to cut that down to an amount that made sense. And that also helped me to figure out that I should spend on more healthy ingredients from the supermarket. And the next example would be Amazon shopping. I realized that I was spending a lot of money on shopping online. These are some of the things that when you're tracking your expenses, you're able to cut back, and you're able to realize that some of these things aren't really necessary for yourself. Now, moving on into part two is I budget. And this is related to tracking your expenses, because if you're tracking your expenses, then you're also able to budget. Most people have three main drivers, which is housing, transportation, and groceries and food. These are the most expensive parts of anybody's budget. So take a look and you can comment below and tell me which one of your categories is the largest in your expense. Is it groceries and food, or is it transportation, your fuel and your car servicing and insurance, or is it rent or mortgage? So comment below and let me know. More than likely it's going to be housing, let me tell you that. But in my personal budget, we have housing, transportation, food and groceries, miscellaneous, leisure, health, and personal care. Now, for each of these budgets, I ensure that I allocate spending limits for each line item. So there's a limit for housing, there's a limit for leisure, because of course we all need to have fun. I'm not saying that I try to skim on anything. We need to have fun, we need to enjoy ourselves. So of course there needs to be a budget for leisure. There's not much that some people can do with their housing budget, but say for instance you have those incandescent light bulbs that consume a lot of energy. You could think of switching those out for LEDs, or you could switch those out for smart lights and conserve on energy. Of course, if you have some habits, say for instance you watch TV all day and you have the lights on all day, then these are some of the things that you can look on to reduce your energy bill. And that's something that I look on in my personal life, where I try not to watch TV all day, because of course that is also not healthy for your mental health. I watch TV in the nights, of course. I like my TV, but during the days I try to read or something that stimulates the mind instead of focusing on watching the TV all day. And this also helps to reduce your energy consumption. But if you also have control over where you live, you can say, for instance, if you live in an expensive spot and you're able to move to a safe, because you still need to be safe, you can move to a safe and more affordable area, then you can also do that. The other category is transportation, and how can some people even reduce their transportation budget? I know for some people that live in, say, for instance, the Portmore area and they live in Kingston, and you have to commute this long distance, transportation might be a factor that you can look into if you can, so you can reduce your fuel bill or your taxi fare. For myself, my transportation bill is pretty low. For the next call out, which is food and groceries. Now, of course, we all need to remain healthy, and I don't skim on food items from the grocery store. I still buy healthy items, but I do think mindfully about things that I pick up from the store. And for the frequency of shopping, I try to make sure that I shop once per month, and if there are little items that I need to pick up during the month, I will pick those up, of course. But I try to avoid shopping on a day-to-day basis because you can rack up expenses like this. When I'm going grocery shopping, I make a list of items that I need to pick up. And when I'm in the supermarket, I make sure that whatever I'm picking up is what's on the list. Of course, one or two times I might pick up something that's not on the list that I might not have thought about, but the point is I stick to my grocery list more or less. Now, one important point is to ensure that when you're going to the grocery store, please don't go to the grocery store on an empty stomach, because you will be tempted to pick up something to eat after you've done shopping, or even during shopping you will pick up some random snacks or something from the food aisle. So please ensure that if you're going grocery shopping, you eat before you go. I know some people have this habit that after they go grocery shopping, they stop at KFC or Burger King, even though there's a big bag of groceries in the trunk. Guys, think about this. This doesn't make any sense. Wait until you get home and get something to eat from the groceries that you just spent all this money on, right? Now, an important point to note is that we all need to remain healthy. So it is very important that we take care of ourselves and we take care of our bodies, and we are getting proper exercise, we're taking care of our mental health, we're meditating, and we're eating the right foods, because you can budget and track your expenses all you want, but if you are sick and if you keep getting sick and you have to go to the doctor all the time, then of course this is counterproductive and you won't be able to save over 50% of your income because you're spending it on medical care. Okay, so because I've tracked my expenses and I budgeted, this means that I know exactly how much I spend per month. So for example, I get paid $100 per month, and I know that I only spend $40 per month based on my budget. Then the first thing that I do when I get paid is I take $60 from that $100 and set that aside in my savings account, and I live off only $40 per month. And that is the strategy that I use on a monthly basis. So as soon as you get paid on a monthly basis or on a weekly basis or on a fortnightly basis, whatever period that you get paid, the first thing that you need to do is to pay yourself first. So what this means is that you need to remove your savings from your pay before you have spent on anything, before you have paid anything, before you have paid any bills or your rent or whatever it may be. So if you get paid $100 on the 25th of the month, please ensure that you take out that $20 or that $30 and you set that aside. That's the first thing that you should do. And ensure that you try to live off the remainder and pay your bills and whatever expenses that you have left out of the remainder. That is very essential for you to know. And even if you can't save over 50% of your income, this is one main takeaway that you can get from this video. And point number 3 is learn to say no. Actually, that's not point number 3, that's point number 2.7. And what that means is, of course, you have friends, and your friends, some days they might say, hey, let's go to this place, let's go to Macau, let's go to the pub. I'll say, for example, they say, hey, let's go to the pub on Monday. And okay, that's fine. You can go and enjoy your time with your friends on Monday. And on Tuesday, they come back again and say, hey, let's go to Macau. It's important that you learn to say no, because this affects your finances if you're continuously going out day to day with your friends and you're accepting these invitations. Now, it's very important to know your limit. And point number 3, and my final point, and this point might be new to some people, and it is living mindfully and living minimally. I consider myself a minimalist, and I try to live mindfully, and what this means is I'm thoughtful about whatever I acquire and whatever I add to my life. So any item or any product that I buy, I ensure that it serves a purpose and it is functional and it's not taking up too much space in my life. It also means that whatever you acquire needs to be of the highest quality so that it lasts a lifetime. Say, for example, you're going to purchase a couch, then you're not going to buy the cheapest couch that you see. And it also means that you're not going to buy the most expensive couch that you see, but you're going to buy something that is high quality, that will last a lifetime, that will withstand wear and tear and potentially future messes and scratches from kids or your dog or whatever else. So try to think and try to be mindful of the things that you add to your life and the things that you acquire. And this is what I employ in my day-to-day life. And thank you for watching, and we're almost at the end of the video. So these are some of the steps that I use to save over 50% of my income on a monthly basis. And if you've learned anything, or if you will use any of these strategies in your day-to-day life, comment below which one you can improve on, if you're going to track your expenses, or if you're going to budget on a day-to-day now, or if you're going to start paying yourself first. So like this video, and remember to smash that subscribe button and share this video to your friend so they can learn how they might be able to save over 50% of their income. Thank you for watching. You can hear birds and the rain is falling. Okay, this is nice.